Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This was recommended to me in the comments. Fear Street, Part 1. Part of a massive event thing on Netflix starting July 2nd, right? Epic. 3 movies or 3 weeks, 1 killer story, whatever it's called. Basically, 3 movies spread across 3 weeks, 1 overarching story running throughout them all. Trilogy. Initially, from what I can tell, 20th Century Fox actually cancelled the release of this. They were the original distributors, and then it got picked up by Netflix somehow. That's what I can kind of tell anyway. I did not like this film at all. The first opening, the opening of the film in the mall was fantastic, great, and then it just descended into absolute generic trope crap. And generic tropes are not always bad, right? They're not always bad. The Tomorrow War had a lot of generic tropes in them, but they were done very, very well. The problem is with horror, if you're going to do a generic trope with horror and it's less interesting than where it came from, why do I want to watch it? This was real bad. I was bored. Yeah, I was actually quite bored. I'm trying to see the runtime of this film. 1 hour 47 minutes. 1 hour 47 minutes, and they thought that this would play well in theatres. Good God. Nah, that wouldn't have done it. That's 20th Century Studios. You did well cancelling this. You did well getting out of this. Netflix, you picked up a trilogy of garbage. It's very, very paint by number. Like, I like my horror. I really like my horror. And, you know, it's all been done. Like, it's all been done. It's all been done. You can't get much original. But this was just the biggest pile of generic, bloody copycat crap I've seen in a long time. And I don't want to be the person that's just sat here doing a negative review, but I cannot recommend this film. It was really bad. So let me just paint the picture for you, right? Because I'm not recommending it. So you can just click off if you don't want any spoilers, but I'm going to touch on some of the spoilers here. Witch, 300 odd years ago or whatever, gets burned at the stake. Okay, cool, whatever. She now haunts Shadyside, a place, and then there's Sunnyvale. Apparently these are based on books. That's bad. Anyway, we meet up with Dina, a woman who's mourning the loss, not mourning, but grieving the relationship split up between Sam, which is later, like, it's done as a reveal. She's a lesbian. Sam is Samantha. And I'm like, that's just, like, I don't care. It was done as like oh, gotcha. And I'm like, this is crap. Anyway, so she's mourning the loss of her relationship with Sam. And after the opening, of, you know, a bunch of people get murdered and stuff like that, she then goes to school, finds out that these people were murdered, and then they go to a game where she doesn't want to go because her ex-girlfriend's going to be there. They all then get in a big fight and they bleed on some ground and touch the bones of this witch, and then the witch resurrects the dead and chases her down until Sam is dead, basically. It's like a weird cross love story murder thing. It was so bad. Oh, it was so bad. God, 1 hour 47 minutes of my life. And there was a good, like, 10 minutes of trailers, so maybe, not 10 minutes of credits, sorry. So, yeah, maybe not 1 hour 47, like an hour and a half. But it's really, really crap. Oh, Camp. There's a trailer for the second one, and it is a Friday the 13th rip-off. And it's the dude in the middle of this poster with the mask, this kind of sack on his head. He's the Jason Voorhees type character that's presumably going to be in that one. Who cares? Like, why are you just taking characters from everyone else? You got a Scream Killer, the guy in the skeleton mask costume and stuff. It's just so generic, but in every bad way possible. Well, generic is bad, isn't it? The thing is, tropes are not inherently bad, because nothing is original. It's very difficult to do original stuff in this day and age. Everything takes ideas from something, and that's just the nature of the beast. But this was done in a really piss-poor fashion. Really, really poor. I cannot believe they made 3 of these. I can't believe they made 3 of them. A film trilogy event. Fear Street. Can't recommend it. Was genuinely bored. It's not even good as a Netflix film. Like, I have a different barometer for Netflix films versus theatres, because you don't have to pay for Netflix films. You just pay for Netflix, and you get loads of stuff. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. Netflix films on a whole, I have a different gauge of what I work with. I go, I let a fair amount slide. I let pacing slide. I let some of the editing slide, because Netflix always has crappy editing. So when I review a Netflix film and I'm like, oh, it's a good Netflix film, I'm still reviewing it on a bad margin anyway. That margin of error that Netflix films normally have. This was a bad Netflix film. Like, the trope of the witch, like, who cares? I don't care about these characters. I don't care. The only positive about this was the music. 90s music was good. I enjoyed listening to some of that. It was good. They had 9 Inch Nails at the start. Closer. That was good. Good to hear that song. Like a whole bunch of 90s songs. That's cool. Songs don't make a movie though. Suicide Squad taught you that. Secondly, the other benefit to this film was that the murders are quite gruesome. But because I don't care about the characters, and I don't care if any of them lives or dies, I couldn't care less that people have been chopped up left, right and centre. I think that the sort of very real risk that some of the characters are in was good. Thought that was pretty decent. The cinematography was fine. The lighting was fine. The special effects were okay. It's not good. Super deep. It's better than this, right? And that film is real slow, real bad pacing. Oh, so much is better than this. That makes Super Deep sound bad, doesn't it, actually? Yeah, this is bad. It's a bad film. Bad trilogy. I think this is going to be a trilogy of movies that I just absolutely have to poo on. Not literally. Bad films. Don't recommend. Don't recommend you guys watch it. If you have watched it, let me know. Let me know if you've watched it, if you liked it. And if you liked the film, let me know where you're from. Because I do think some of this stuff is catering to an American audience. And maybe some of them will like this more than I will, being British. That's right, I'm British, not Australian. Miracle, isn't it? So I don't know. Let me know what you think, though. Because I really did not like this film. I thought it was garbage. I thought it was crap. I'm not looking forward to the second one that comes out soon. Let me know what you think. Cheers. Take care.